This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck here on Earth, and I've seen A Trip to the Moon, the famous short science fiction film from French director Georges Méliès, made back in 1902. While there is a story to follow, the actual details are pretty non-existent and implied rather than stated outright. The film follows a group of scientists who decide to visit the moon, shooting themselves out of a cannon and making their landing on the lunar surface. Soon enough, though, they find themselves in a fight with an alien species, and their expedition becomes a race for survival. I don't think it would be wrong to say that this is a very primitive short, given how this film was made in the dawn of the medium's history. Even so, the film's somewhat minimal production is indeed part of its lasting charm, with attention given primarily to set design and the actual on-screen action at play. In a time where cinematic language was non-existent and film was more or less a novelty, pretty much any story had to be told in a clear manner based entirely on visual information. And A Trip to the Moon is able to accomplish that excellently. Despite the actual age and wear of the film as I saw it, it's still easy to see everything going on thanks to the performances within the film, which are excitedly animated, purposely so to get across the ideas and emotions being expressed. There's also a great attention to the details within the set designs in the film's individual scenes, which are pretty clearly flat paintings like stage decorations, but are integrated well enough that their presence on screen almost seems real. In a sense, the short is almost like a filmed stage play, making up for its lack of audio through movement and, most importantly, through editing. It's really through the various cuts in the film that bring it away from that staged idea and into a prototypical version of filmic storytelling. It's bare bones, for certain, being little more than cutting on action to create special effects by simply replacing an object after a cut, but it's still very much a sort of spark that would, as time has shown, ignited the beginnings of editing film for creative storytelling purposes, and not simply to move from one scene to the next. There was still a ways to go, of course, not only in the actual methods of storytelling through film, but also the use of visual language. But A Trip to the Moon is able to stand forth as a prime example of where the medium could be taken, even early on in its history. A Trip to the Moon, Georges Méliès, 1902. 4.5 stars. I definitely recommend giving it a watch. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. As always, subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I kind of understand Man with a Movie Camera a bit more now, if these were the kinds of movies that existed before it did. I'd probably have to do some more research though.